Hello, guys. So we will continue our discussion on previous year question. So let's start with the question. So you can see here, the question asked here is explain, just 1 minute. Explain Max Weber's theory of social stratification and how does Weber's ideas of class differ from that of Marx. Okay, so you can see very clearly you need to bring in Marx also, you need to talk about Weber also and the differences also, and if there is any similarity that also you need to discuss. So briefly you need to introduce stratification. So you need to explain, since they're asking about theory of stratification, tell what is stratification all about, how the difference becomes inequality and inequality becomes stratification, and then explain Max Weber's theory of social stratification, and then explain Weber's concept of class. Okay, so when you talk about his concept of stratification, class, status, party, and then you talk about class and compare Weber's concept of class with Marx's concept of class. How many classes are there? What are the classes that Weber is talking about? What are the classes Marx is talking about? What is the role of middle class? And to what extent it is true in the present reality? And all those you can mention. And it's a 20 mark. Okay, and then you conclude with the significance of Weber and his multidimensional approach. Marx is only considering the economic dimension, one dimension, but significance of Weber, which is multidimensional approach. So how will you introduce? Now, let's start with the introduction. You'll say social stratification is a structured inequality or a patterned inequality among the individuals and group in society, which is based on unequal access to wealth, prestige, and opportunities, right? And then you can talk about the difference. Quickly, you can bring in both of them. Marx is explaining stratification mainly through the class, but Weber developed a multidimensional understanding, and he's arguing that social inequality or stratification is shaped by three dimensions, which is class, status, and party, right? The power. Then you talk about explain this. We already have done this discussion in detail. So I'll quickly go through Weber's theory of social stratification. So in economy and society, Weber proposed that social stratification consists of three dimensions. One is the economic dimension, right? And that is the class. The class depends on individuals' market situation. This is the most important word that you need to mention. One's market situation, which is determined by property ownership, skills, education, occupation, income, opportunities. So people share similar life chances, form a class. So according to Weber, this is the definition which you can write. For example, you can talk about doctors, engineers, skilled workers, and landlords. They occupy different class position because different market opportunities. Then status, that's the social prestige that refers to the social honor and the prestige that based on lifestyle, education, religion, ethnicity, caste, and occupation. And people may possess high status but limited wealth also. So class dimension, you may not be good, but status wise, you may be great. Like a teacher, he have great status, but the money that the teacher have may be less than a businessman. The priest or scholars, they may enjoy high prestige despite the moderate income. Third dimension is party, that is a power. Party refers to organization that influence the political power. So it is basically determines your ability to influence decisions and allocate resources. For example, political parties, trade unions, bureaucracy, pressure groups, etc. And Weber's concept of life chance. So you can talk about that. That's one of major contribution. Life chance refer to opportunities in that to the individual. Refer to the opportunities individual have to make income, make money, obtain education. That's what you mean by life chances. To what extent you can make money, how much education you can get, your access to healthcare, the possibility of upward mobility. That's what your life chances is all about. So, in fact, the life chances depend on what all the three: class, status, and power, right? And then this one, Weber's concept of social closure. So when you get a question on Weber idea of stratification, you cannot miss these points. I am only including those points which are most important here. So Weber argued that privileged groups restrict access to opportunities through social closure. For example, there can be professional licensing, elite educational institutions, caste endogamy, occupational monopolies. Now you can make the comparison here very clearly. So you can make a table, so that will save your space and time and can add more points. So Marx, Weber, right? So on the basis of what is the basis of stratification? For Marx, it's only the economic relation or only the class. But for Weber, it is multidimensional, which is class, status, and party. Now, what is the concept of class for Marx? Relations to means of production. If you have access to that, upper class; no access to that, lower class. So market situation and life chance is the defining principle behind the class according to Weber. Now, number of class, mainly upper class and lower class, bourgeois and proletariat. And he is also talking about middle class, but over a period of time, through class polarization, it can go to the upper class or lower class through the process of bourgeoisization and proletarianization. Entire process is what Marx called as class polarization. Now here, multiple classes, then determinism. So here it is economic determinism, but this is a multidimensional explanation. Class conflict is inevitable according to Marx, but conflict may arise through these three. Power is derived mainly from economic ownership, but here economic, social, and political sources. If you look at mobility, which is limited under the capitalist setup, here greater possibility through education, skills, and status. Coming to prestige, that's secondary, but it is independent of inequality. As I told you, you may be poor, but you have the prestige. You may have moderate income, but you'll have prestige. Here, actually, prestige is connected with income. If you have income, you have prestige, because those things will comes under superstructure. Okay. Now, politics, if you see, that reflects the class interest that comes under superstructure, but here, autonomous source of power. So the major differences, if you see, Marx economic determinism, if you see, Marx is talking about ownership of means of production that basically determines class. But Weber talks about economic position is what matters, but again, status and political power is also very important. So three dimension. Coming to the nature of class, Marx is talking about objective relationship to production, haves and have-nots. That's it. Weber, it is basically determined by the market opportunities and life chances. Very important word which you cannot afford to miss. Okay, number of classes, two principal class here, multiple classes based on all these. Now, conflict, we have already explained that in the table, power. And then look at the criticisms. So you can say Marxist criticism. What Marxist says is underestimating the central role of economic exploitation. Functionalist says overemphasis on conflict and division. Bourdieu, very important, that's something which we write. So see, if you're talking about functionalist, then you can use Weber to criticize. So this will become Weber because you are criticizing them. And then Marx will be there, Bourdieu will be there, feminist will be there. Now, when you want to criticize Marxist, just replace this with Weber, because this is the one which you are going to criticize. That will become Weber. Then functionalist will be there, Bourdieu will be there, feminist will be there. Now, if you need to criticize Weber, that's what you're doing, just do this. So that's how you just need the same point again and again, right? Now, Bourdieu expanded Weber's status into economic, cultural, and social and symbolic capital, and he's explaining how privilege is reproduced. Then the feminist criticism, you can say Weber inadequately explained the gender inequalities. Sylvia Valby, you can talk about. Anne Oakley, you can discuss. What are the contemporary relevance? You can see, caste, right? So when you talk about caste is influencing status despite economic mobility, definitely, and bureaucratic and political offices that basically provide power independent of wealth. Yes, celebrity influencers, they enjoy enormous status despite not owning the productive assets. You don't want to be economically powerful, but you get the status. Educational qualifications shape market opportunities and life chances. Yes. So these are contemporary relevance which you can mention. Now, how will you conclude? We just need to summarize whatever we discussed. We can say Weber significantly broadened the understanding of social stratification by moving beyond Marx purely economic interpretation, or even Davison moves purely economic interpretation. We don't want to discuss that as the question is asking about Marx. So his multidimensional framework was talking about class, status, party, that all captures the complex interplay of economic resource, social prestige, and political power when it comes to shaping inequalities in society. So Marx remains indispensable for analyzing exploitation under capitalism, but Weber actually offers a more comprehensive explanation of modern societies where wealth, prestige, and power do not always coincide. And that is basically making his theory highly relevant in analyzing the contemporary patterns of social stratification. So this is how you will be concluding. So that's about the session. Thank you so much. If you're looking for any classes or mentorship, you can get in touch with us. See you there.